Hi everyone, and welcome back to Stamp with Anna. This week I am going to make some projects using the Painted Harvest stamp set. I'm late on the Painted Harvest bandwagon. I'm just getting around to using this. So I'm late with a lot of things. I'm making my October customer thank you cards. So I'm a little late for everything. But anyway, the Painted Harvest stamp set. It's a great stamp set. And I'm sure you've seen a lot of projects out there online using it with the nice oranges and Cajun craze and yellows for the fall. You can use this in so many different variations. You can use pinks, and you can use, like I'm doing, very non-traditional. I have Pacific Point and Sahara Sand. You can make a Christmas wreath out of it. You can use this stamp set in a million different ways. So it comes, that's the stamp set, and it is part of a suite, excuse me, in the holiday catalog. Let me just grab my catalog here. The name of the suite is Painted Autumn Suite. And you can see it's just beautiful. And these projects are all made with fall colors. But this is the suite here. It has the Painted Harvest stamp set, and it has this punch that punches out the leaves. It's called the leaf punch. How's that for originality? I'm not using that today, but this is great. And obviously you can use that all year round as well. And it's two-step stamping, so your leaves are going to be variegated. That's really nice. And it also has this fern here that's variegated. And part of the suite is these like wooden flowers, burlap ribbon, and the cardstock. You can buy the cardstock that matches all of the DSP here. Now, one thing that's not listed right here, however, I found it to fit beautifully in this suite, is the Layered Leaves Dynamic Folder. This was in the annual catalog, and I think it is just a great complement to this. As a matter of fact, later on in the week, I am planning on doing a card using this with the suite. So anyway, for today's project, I have to make quite a few of these thank you cards for my customer orders in October. Like I said, I'm late. So I am using, for the background, I'm using the note cards. They come in a nice package of 20, and you get the note card and the envelope, and it's pre-scored. All you have to do is fold it on the score line. And if you're making your own note cards, this is 5 by 7 scored at 3.5, and that is your typical note card. Then I have this layer behind there, and that is crumb cake, and the crumb cake is 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. Then I have a little scrap of Whisper White, which I'm going to die cut that square using the Stitched Shapes framelit, and this is the large square. Excuse me. Then the thank you comes from the Eastern Beauty stamp set, which was part of the Eastern Palace bundle. I needed a small thank you, and this one was the perfect size and perfect configuration with the two words, one on top of each other. And then this ribbon here, it's retired ribbon, and I know I really shouldn't use retired ribbon when I'm demonstrating products, but we all have retired stuff in our stash, right? So I have it, why not use it? It's Pacific Point, and it is 1 1/4 inches wide, and it's just a striped grosgrain. It's really pretty. And then this little knotted piece is thick white baker's twine. So the first thing I'm going to do is go run this through the Big Shot, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I used a rectangular piece of Whisper White to cut this out, and here's why. What does this remind you of? Do you remember the old Polaroids? I might be dating myself. You might not know what a Polaroid camera is, the Instamatic cameras. This is what your pictures used to come out shaped as. You remember you'd push the button, and then this piece of paper would come out of the camera itself, and you would wait until this developed right in front of your eyes. It was amazing to watch it. Well, this is what that reminded me of. And I'm a scrapbooker as well as a card maker. So I'm going to save this from all of these cards, and I'm going to do a layout that'll be a perfect frame to frame some candid pictures with the little Polaroid strip that was a trademark of the Polaroid. Everybody would just write whatever the picture was. I know some of you have no idea what I'm talking about, but those of you who grew up in the 70s know exactly what I'm talking about. So that's my Polaroid frame, and I'm keeping it for my scrapbooking. But anyway, back to the project. Here is my frame, my stitched shape, my square. And I'm going to bring in my Pierce mat because the stamp set is photopolymer. And in order to get a crisp image, you do want to have a little bit of cushion behind it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp the back, the more solid layer stamp. Here it is right there. I'm going to ink that up in Sahara Sand. And I'm just going to center that within my stitched shapes, my stitched lines. Okay, and give it a good press. And I'm going to lift that. Then I'm going to ink up the other flower part in Pacific Point. Now, there is, as far as I'm concerned, there's no way to line this up. It's just two-step stamping, and one layer goes on top of another. But there are distinct places, distinct jets, things that jut out, that you could line up if you really wanted to. To me, it doesn't really make a difference. So I'm just going to, as long as my circle is somewhat lined up, I'll be happy. Actually, before I do my second layer, I'm going to do my circle. That's how I did it last time, and I liked the way it looked. So I'm going to ink up the circle part of the stamp, and I'm just going to fill that in. And again, here, it doesn't fit perfectly. It's just going to be a center. So there you go, right there. Now I'm going to take my stamp and I'm going to figure out where I want it. Because it's photopolymer, you can see exactly where you're going to stamp it. So I'm going to go right there. There we go. And there's my flower. I just love these flowers. Now you could do just 2 layers of the blue, and that would give you a completely different flower. And I'm going to show you that. Let me just grab a piece of Scrap Whisper White. Here's a piece right here. Now, if I didn't use the background, I could do this, and then I could ink it back up again, and I'm just going to offset it a little bit and do it again. And you have a completely different kind of flower. I like this one better, but you could certainly do that. You could do both layers in the same color as well. Oh, let me just grab my ink. So here I'm going to ink up the background in blue. And then I'm going to ink up the foreground in blue. And you have another different color. So you can mix and match all different shapes. For this one here, you could have used the background, the solid background, and then did the 2 layers in the white. I mean, in the front stamps, so you got a fuller flower. So you can just do so many different things with this stamp set. It's great. I just love it. But anyway, again, back to the card. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to attach that to my crumb cake. I'm going to decide which part I want to be the top of the flower. I'm going this way. Then I'm going to ink up my thank you with Pacific Point. And I'm going to put that right in the center of my flower, right underneath. Make sure that's straight. Right underneath. And that's all my stamping. I'm going to take a little piece of this thick ribbon. And my ribbon cups here somewhere. Here they are. And I'm going to take a piece of the Whisper White thick baker's twine. Now I'm going to just take this center of this and kind of pleat it. You don't have to. I just find it's easier to get the look that I want if I pleat it first. I'm going to put that in the center. And make a knot. And there you go. Before I tie the knot, I can play with this and get my pleats exactly where I want them. Like I said, I found it easier to make a rough pleat so that the ribbon could follow that rather than just grabbing this and tying it. I just found it came out a little bulkier that way. And I'm going to turn this over. Center this up. And now snail on the back and attach. I'm going to trim these a little bit because I don't want them to be super long. And there we go. 2 of my thank you cards are done now. So this is, as you can see, this is a great one to do assembly style. You could just whip a whole bunch of these out, which is exactly what I have to do once I stop this video. If you have any questions at all about this project or any of the products I used, certainly contact me. If you do not have a demonstrator and you would like a holiday catalog, it's not too late. I will pop one in the mail right away to you. The catalog is valid until, let's see, January 2nd of 2018. So you still have time to use it. And you can contact me through my blog, www.stampwithanna.blogspot.com. I will be back on Wednesday with another card using the stamp set, and it's going to be completely different. It may be a fall one, probably a fall one, because I do have to do some Thanksgiving cards. I am late. I told you I'm late. So anyway, have a great day, and I'll catch you back here on Wednesday. Bye-bye.